I came here because you asked me to tell you the story of Alethea Bruce.
Althea.
Well, if that was just a pretense to lure me.
Yeah, I've slept with women, young girls who wanted to be in movies, but listen, I don't want to sleep with you. You can stop like asking me why I'm taking off my shoes. You came to my apartment in the middle of the night to read a book to me. Humphrey Bogart plays a violent and paranoid, down on his luck screenwriter. That's the main person of interest in the case of a murdered co-check girl that was mysteriously killed on the same night he invited her over to explain the plot of a book his agent gave him to adapt that he refuses to read. After his neighbor, played by Gloria Graham, vouches as an alibi, they quickly start a romance, and the movie gradually shifts from a murder mystery to a romantic drama. The film's focus is on Bogart's self-destructive nature and Graham's doubt about his innocence. He has this cynicism about him that I think comes from director Nicholas Ray.
Can I have your autograph, mister?
Who am I?
I don't know. Don't bother. He's nobody.
She's right.
Knowing about Nicholas Ray, his relationship with Graham, kind of really puts into perspective what you're seeing on screen. He did Rebel Without a Cause, I think a few years after this, which was the film he's known for by a wider audience. And he slept with, I think, like most of the cast in that film, including a 16-year-old Natalie Wood and James Dean. And then he also had his wife, Gloria Graham, and he really petitioned hard for her to be in this film. And I do think it's because of the fact that it was kind of a cathartic experience for him. He caught her in bed with this 13-year-old son from a previous marriage that she'd later go on to marry herself. So I guess maybe that makes it okay. I don't know, but when you look at his filmography and his path in Hollywood, you really see that cynicism there that comes through with that Bogart character. And with Bogart, you don't really know why the paranoia is there. They do keep saying, oh, he was in the war, he was in the war, he was in the war.
You're an ex-GI, you know judo, you know how to kill a person without using your hands. You haven't written a hit since before the war.
He hasn't stopped working all night. He hasn't left the house in days. Won't even take me for a drive.
Incredible. You know, Dix hasn't been able to work like this since before the war.
And at that time, we didn't know about PTSD, veterans coming back from the war, and there wasn't anyone there when these women would have to deal with these men who just been through hell. Getting the whole perspective, it's a great film anyway, but that kind of even makes it more interesting to me. The original ending that they shot, Bogart kills her.
I'll never let you go.
Don't!
The original ending we had written so that it was all tied up into a very neat package, with Frank Lovejoy coming in and arresting him as he was writing the last lines, having killed Gloria. And I thought, shit. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Romances don't have to end that way. Marriages don't have to end that way. They don't have to end in violence, for Christ's sake, you know.
It's found out that he didn't do the other murder, but he did do this murder. And it seemed like that's what this was kind of all leading up to throughout the film. Did he kill this woman? Did he not kill this woman? And almost halfway through the movie, you kind of have it from Bogart's perspective of like, I didn't do it, to Graham's perspective of, I wonder if he did do it. Am I in danger?
After we left you, Dix got into an argument with a man. He acted like a maniac. I thought he was going to kill him. I thought maybe he acted just the same with Mildred.
It's just two people walking away from a failed relationship. And I thought that was more powerful than some cliched shootout. It could have been that brunette that was flirting with Bogart the whole film. Like, yeah, it could have turned out, oh, she killed her out of a fit of jealousy and she's the femme fatale and they take her down and, you know, Bogey and Graham live happily ever after. There are so many paths where this could have been just like typical noir. And I love the fact that it's strayed away from that. And I was reading that Bogart loved the original script, which was based on a book which his character was, I think, like a rapist, a serial killer. He was a lot darker. Obviously, the original script probably wasn't that dark, but it was probably a little more darker. And it was probably just about good guys and bad guys and femme fatales and serial killers and things like that. And this was just about a screenwriter. You know, there was some action because he did fight people, and just, you know, a woman that liked dangerous men. and thought she could change him.
I'd have drank you honest man and fortune.
Dick! Stop it! Stop it! Let him alone! Dick, stop! You'll kill him!
If you go into it thinking, oh my God, this is gonna be a really cool film noir, like the Maltese Falcon with all these great one-liners and fighting and detective work. No, there's no detective. Detectives are like in the background. They're just plot devices. There's no real, detective work going on in the film. It's just these two people and their relationship. And, it may be sounding like I'm not endorsing this movie fully, but I love it for those reasons, despite the fact that noir is my favorite genre. I love the fact that it doesn't go in complete noir direction.
It's just a really great movie. I mean, in terms of changing your expectations throughout the film, it's like, he's a temperamental guy. That all these things are set up at the beginning. He's a screenwriter with a quick temper, and it gets him in trouble.
You wrote the last picture I did at Columbia.
Well, I make it a point never to see pictures I write.
You, stop bothering my wife.
Oh, you shouldn't have done it, honey. No matter how much money that pig's got.
You pull over the curb.
And what's wrong with right here?
Yet you see this woman, who sees him from afar and wants to help him out. She ends up falling for him fast. I will say that. They always fall for him fast.
They did move in Hollywood time.
Hollywood time, exactly. It's like, wham, she's in there like cooking breakfast for him and serving him meals, and
they're talking about marriage. And it's like, wait a minute, how many hours have you known each other? Like they say in the movie, what was that key line?
I was born when she kissed me. I died when she left me. I lived a few weeks while she loved me.
Kind of sums up the film, in a way.
It does, yeah.
So those are our thoughts on the film. You guys can share your thoughts in the comment below. And until next time. I was born when I met you. I lived when you loved me. And I died when we broke. Whatever.
I know. I mean, it's just like, whoa.